And we are live again. Sorry, we've been conventioning all day, and we needed sustenance, and it arrived way sooner than we thought.
Mongo liked pizza.
So James is on the iPad now, as you can tell, because Amy's knuckles aren't that hairy.
What?
Actually, James has the smooth knuckles of a baby.
the, the knuckles of a 12-year-old girl.
What does that mean?
I'm not seeing the stream here, Aaron. Am I looking in the right place?
Is it? It should be Take Two Sunday Night Comic Art Hangout with Mebberson and Silvani.
I'm renewing the stream. And
It's
I'm not seeing it.
It's up. It's up on the.
What? I'm looking at a different thing.
So hopefully everybody's found their way back. I wanted to just continue the original stream, but in the hotel here, I might have been able to do that on my computer, but since we're doing that on the phone, it's not really working out that way. So hopefully everybody's found their way back. Oh, no, I wanted to just continue the original stream. I need to turn the. This is a professional operation, as always.
I'm not seeing it.
And we had a request earlier for James to draw General Grievous, which is what he's drawing right now.
I'm not seeing it.
The one guy in the world who looks like General Grievous.
You can see how James' technique works.
Oh, okay. There we go.
I would tweet out that we're back on, but my phone is the camera, so that would be difficult.
I'm drawing.
Now, are you drawing a movie Grievous? Or are you drawing a more Clone Wars Grievous?
Probably more Clone Wars, I'd say.
Louder. Say it louder.
Clone Wars. So, Aaron, tell me what you don't like about General Grievous.
I actually like General Grievous a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think General Grievous is a fun character, especially in the Clone Wars. I liked it when he killed that fish guy.
Well, he had it coming.
The sad thing is, I know the fish guy's name. Nadar Veb.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Oh man. So an interesting thing about the hotel we're in, Kevin Conroy is in the same hotel, and there's this great view out the hotel window of a building that looks like it would be owned by Wayne Enterprises, and then right behind it is the Tribune building. So very metropolitan and cool looking, buildings that are old with a lot of great architecture and a lot of history. And we just imagined Kevin Conroy standing in his hotel looking out the window saying, "Criminals are a superstitious and cowardly lot." And if he doesn't do that, then I don't even know why Kevin Conroy is Batman. I bet he does. I bet he stands there and does it. He's got to, right?
Yeah, of course.
Just like Mark Hamill has to, look in the mirror sometimes and say, "Laugh at my boner, will they? I'll show them. I'll show the whole world the boners the Joker can make."
You think you need the context on that one there?
Yeah, I should actually give some context on that. There is an old Batman comic that has made the rounds on the internet because of its high hilarity, where you see kids back in the day, a boner meant a big mistake, and well, actually today it still kind of does, but so they did a story where Joker screws something up in his master plan, and the newspaper the next day has the headline "Chortle at Joker's boner," and through the rest of the story it's the Joker trying to get Batman to make a boner. So I can't even believe I'm talking about that. So that he can show him up, and they use the word boner like 50 times, and it
gets funnier every time.
It gets funnier every single time, and you can't. I mean, for the life of me, I can't imagine that it didn't also mean what it means, what it's mostly associated with today, and that the creative team was just like giggling as they turned it in, like a couple of school children. because it is high hilarity, and it is my dream to one day host a panel with Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill or Nolan North, and get them to read that comic live for the audience, because I think that would be amazing.
Did you mention the story we proposed about Darkwing's greatest boner?
Oh, we are never getting hired again.
You guys can sit to that bonus all you want. I'm getting out of here.
I don't know if you guys heard that. Amy said we can sit and talk about boners all we want. Do you hear that, guys? She gave us permission.
Mm-hmm.
She can't take it back now. No backsies. She's going to go get another beer. Is it on the screen here, Amy? Can I see that?
Oh, it's over here.
Oh, okay.
Right there.
Let's see if anybody's here. Let's see if
I'm
anybody's
not
talking.
seeing comments, so.
Oh, no comments now. 4 people watching, but I don't see any comments yet. Let me see.
What have we found? Oh. Do you want anything?
No. Good.
If you guys are in here, come on and holler. Give us some comments. We can check it out. Oh, here, Nicole's here. Nicole says, hi, everybody. And if you guys could tweet out that we've moved on to another stream so that everybody knows it. Because like I said, I can't do it because I already set up my phone as the camera. That Grievous is coming along rather nicely, James.
Huh? Wish I knew a haiku about General Grievous.
Well, why don't you create a haiku about General Grievous?
I always forget what the rules are of haikus.
575. 5 syllables, 7 syllables.
Well, I'm
5
drawing.
syllables.
I can't think of that now.
Well, work harder and speak louder. So I wonder what people want next.
For Amy to come back and start drawing.
For Amy to draw. This Grievous isn't a pretty princess. I actually would dispute that.
What?
I think that in many ways, Grievous is a pretty princess. What they didn't show you when Obi-Wan pries open that chest cavity in Revenge of the Sith is that before he gets to that pulsating sack of fluid and organs, there's a very nice shirt that says Daddy's Little Princess.
I have one of those.
Little known Star Wars facts. Remember Star Wars, everybody?
It's a thing.
It was a thing. It's becoming less of a thing. I want it to go back to being a thing. I miss the really good toys. There was a period after, like when the Clone Wars was running, and the toys that were coming out, like the figures, the vehicles, everything was just great. Like just some of the... Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing there with the layers, James?
Just turning off the rough layers, or the super rough layer. Now I'm going to the regular rough layer. Sorry about this Grievous. This is horrible, but
Well, Duck Tuck's podcast says that's a whole lot of Grievous in 6 minutes.
well, yeah, still it could be better.
It's pretty good.
I'm adding another layer to do the.
Jeff Hash says Horned King. I'm not sure what that means.
That's from Black Cauldron.
Oh, okay. Draw the Horned King. Oh, he's saying maybe do the Horned King. Got it.
What was that, like a Gurgi and a Corn King request all on the same night?
Yes, Gurgi. And can Gurgi be the Horned King?
No.
Is that possible?
No.
Sorry, we're not quite as giddy as we were on the live stream last night. It's been a long convention. We're a little bit punch drunk after today. Today was kind of the I don't know, the death march of convention days. Mm-hmm. It was just so hard to get through today. You don't realize how much energy you expend just sitting at a table, but just talking to people continuously for 9-10 hours. Or sitting there not talking to people continuously if you're doing a Wizard World show.
Ah!
I say that because I spent an entire day at Austin Wizard World talking to nobody. Oh, except for Jason Momoa, who stopped by, which was, because he was just wandering around because that's how sparse the show was. Jason Momoa could just walk the floor without anybody harassing him.
There, General Grievous.
Duck Talks podcast wants to know what was on the pizza. It was pepperoni, except for Amy got her own pizza, which had a ton of toppings.
Of crap.
Which James says was all crap. James is a pizza purist.
What? Why is it my turn?
Because James already... Well, it's your turn because James already finished Grievous.
Oh, all right.
Here, let me get your far superior iPad over here.
Just give me I'll just join yours.
But now is her pen...
No, because he's got it.
I've got her iPad.
I'm going on yours. What am I doing?
We got a request for the Horned King
No.
from Black Cauldron.
I'm not drawing the Horn King. Sorry,
What? How
guys.
do you have it?
Nope.
I don't know if you guys saw that, but when Amy shrank the screen, you could see some of the villains from the back of our Darkwing Duck comic when we did the profiles.
Was that the ones we colored? I had to color that time. And
Yeah, which we colored in a hotel room because we needed them right away. Yeah, there's
These?
Bushroot. Yep, Steelbeak.
Yeah. But this was like in a hotel room at like MamaCon or something? Or was it MamaCon? Yeah, but it had to have been because you were there.
Yeah, and Tad was there because remember Tad
Yeah.
told us that there was no way we were gonna get away with having Steelbeak holding a straight razor, which was correct. There was no way
So
that
yes,
was gonna
James
happen.
basically drew and inked these, and then I stepped in and did the quickest coloring job ever.
It was pretty great. There's Poker Face. I actually really like that
The
design.
iPad Pro, you gotta admit, guys, the iPad Pro can easily save your bacon if you happen to be traveling and you get a lot of
You
free
guys went
money.
through my art.
Yes, we're going through your art.
No, don't go through my art.
Well, we just went through stuff that's already been published. We didn't show anything secret that you're working on.
No.
We just did published art. KC says, how did we enjoy the Bay Area? We've mostly been in a convention hall, so the weather's been nice. Can't say that much. Oh, okay. So Nicole says, would it be okay for Luke to join her for this live stream? Yeah, we'll keep it clean.
Oh no, we always keep it clean.
Yeah, we
Well,
try. Well, I mean,
I always keep it clean.
except for the beginning where we were talking about, but we were talking about mistakes that Joker made.
No.
Hold on, let me get this out of the way first. Bus buckets.
No.
All right, there.
Oh,
You're safe now, Nicole. Luke can watch.
Well, Luke's gonna get really bored because I'm starting to draw a pretty girl here, and that's way too long.
Well, maybe Luke likes pretty girls. I mean, maybe he's at that age. Maybe he's at that age where they don't have cooties. I actually really like the angle of her face.
Yeah, drawing that sort of chin up thing is always tricky.
I kind of want her to be a robot girl, just based off of what you've drawn so far. Like, I feel like her ear, because you drew the circle for the ear, so it kind of feels like a,
I was gonna say to make it the Ex Machina.
Oh yeah, the Ex
I
Machina
don't know
girl.
what that looks like.
Oh,
Did you see Ex Machina?
No.
Oh my gosh, Ex Machina is amazing.
She hasn't seen anything live action since
I don't watch
1978.
movies.
Okay, see, they weren't gonna. There's no way that we were gonna be on the news. They might have. I mean, they might have done the thing on the con, but they weren't. They weren't going to come over. I mean, sure, in Columbus, James and I can get on the news, but not in San Francisco.
Yeah, we can walk down the street in Columbus.
No, in Columbus we get mobbed. We're both Columbus 8s.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a San Francisco 5
No, please.
and an LA 4.
Yeah, she's kind of turning into Anna. Sorry, folks.
She's turning into Anna whether we like it or not. That's what's happening. God, Amy, can you draw someone popular? Like from a property that people know? By the way, speaking of Kristen Bell, I've been watching that show on Netflix, The Good Place.
And
She is adorable in that.
well, she's adorable in everything.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. But well, I mean, I didn't see that show with her and Don Cheadle, but I don't know about that one where they were like, I don't know what they were doing. I think they were a couple in that show, but I don't know if they were like lawyers
so
or
what's this
con
picture
artists.
of Kristen Bell I saw on the internets last week with her in a slave Leia outfit?
Wait, Kristen Bell was in a slave Leia outfit on the internet?
Yeah.
I did not know that. Is that allowed? I thought the slave Leia outfit didn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I have never seen a single episode of Veronica Mars.
No.
But I mean, I know what it is, but I haven't seen it. You know who? Speaking of celebrities, you know who came by the table was Carmen
San Diego.
Bacandavara came by the table this weekend. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right. I can almost guarantee that I'm not.
Do you think she's dating that Aldrin Bogdanovich?
Yeah, Alden Schmergengerg for Gergie Horn. She came by the table, just like walking around the show. She was a guest. She plays Selena Kyle on Gotham. That was kind of fun. She was very sweet, very like quiet and shy.
She looked at my stuff and said it was cute, and she never came back. She said, "I made you back." I'm like, "Cool."
She could have walked the floor today because it wasn't as crowded as yesterday.
Yeah. And looked like every other teenage Negasonic Warhead cosplayer.
Yeah, she would look. I mean, when she first walked up, I thought she was the actress that plays Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
So it was very, very close cropped hair.
Yeah, because she had her hair shaved very close, like the first movie, and I kind of did a double take, and then I was like, no, wait a minute, no, I know who that is.
I didn't. I'm ashamed.
Night Yoshi is giving me a pass for having never seen Veronica Mars. Hey, Luke. Duck Talks podcast says he needs to catch up on Gotham. Gotham is funny because Gotham is a show that I hated the first season. I absolutely despised it. And then I dipped back into it later when I was bored. And I don't know if it was like somewhere in season 2 or maybe the beginning of season 3, but the show had gone absolutely crazy. It was like they had just leaned into all of the nonsense, and it seemed like they took every era of Batman and smashed it together. And I actually ended up kind of liking it. And then there was a ridiculous thing where they made Michael Chiklis a supervillain. Then they tried to dress him in a costume, but Michael.
What villain was he?
Yeah, he wasn't like a name villain. He was just somebody that, he was like the chief of police, and then he went nuts because of some virus, and then he had a supervillain costume, but it looked like they put him in like black leather and duct tape, and it was the most ridiculous thing I'd ever seen. And he was just, I don't know, he was leaning into it as far as he could, and it was hilariously terrible, but awesome. You know who I really like though? I like the kid that plays Jerome, which is the proto Joker.
Yeah.
That kid's really good. I say kid, like I don't know how old he is, but he's younger than me.
8.
He's 8 years old. Somebody else talk because I'm just rambling. Amy, what are you? What techniques are you employing here? Tell us about the tools you're using.
I'm using the brushes that come with Procreate.
I mean, that's actually really pretty.
It's just one of the many pastel brushes. So yeah, everybody says, "What do you use?" So I'm always going to get this in. It's like James and I are working on an iPad Pro tonight.
Is this how the set fooled me into thinking that her Morgana piece, because it looked like it was on Bristol, was because she did some kind of...
Probably, yeah. It's honestly not difficult at all to do something digitally and make it look like it's done on paper. It's not difficult. So yeah, this is Procreate, which is an art app for the iPad. It is actually probably the most used art app for the iPad because it is the most Photoshop-like of them all, and everyone loves it. Everyone likes it. It's good. You can fiddle with the brushes. You can do custom brushes. People make custom brushes, and you can upload them in and have fun with them, and it's all good.
James, tweet out that we're back on.
Oh, all right.
I already did.
Oh, did you?
How
Okay.
do you do the link?
Just you can copy it from my profile on Twitter. It's in my little website section. Like when you look at it and it says who I am.
All right.
So there's kind of straight Anna if you're doing something for a thing.
I really like it. I like her pose.
Hang on, I need to get the brush here. Let's just go with the old. Whoops. Oh wow. Okay, that's weird. Ooh.
Night Yoshi says that's
Ah!
Night Yoshi says that's a beautiful picture.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I mean, now that you're scribbling on it, not so much, but
There you go. I'm just trying to get. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm making a mess here.
are those scribbles going to become Olaf?
No, I'm trying to just get the. What am I looking for here? Airbrush. Oh, let's crank that up. There we go. Okay, an eraser that works with it. Crap. No, there we go. Yeah, that's way bigger than I want. Yeah, it's really interesting if you can kind of play around with the other.
I'm drawing Huey. No, it's Louie.
Well, if you want ducks, I can move on to ducks.
These heads are round. They must be ducks.
Ah.
Now, who do I want?
Sorry, this is all bugging me because this is James's iPad Pro and it doesn't have the
Doesn't have her
stuff
settings.
on it. Doesn't have my settings on it. 6B pencil usually works okay. Hang on. Yeah, so this is just a standard pencil tool. It's actually a little more sketchy than I really want right now.
Oh, you and your sketchy pencil tools, James.
Chalk, water pen. What's that do? Oh, that's weird. Brush pen. Oh, it's got that weird kind of trail thing going on it.
Now the challenge should be to turn that into something.
Yeah, I don't like it when the brushes do that. This weird kind of drag effect. It's
As if you didn't lift your brush from the
I
palette
don't,
or the
I
canvas.
don't know. You can turn that off, but I just can't. I don't know what it is right now.
So, Amy, who's easier to draw, the classic DuckTales characters or the revamp?
I haven't really drawn much of the new DuckTales characters.
Mm-hmm.
James picked it up like that because he always does. Yeah, I haven't drawn the new ones yet, so I'm probably mostly familiar with the old ones.
I feel like me as a rank amateur.
It's probably not this. Then this is still horribly off model. It's
For me,
meant
as
to be the boys, but the boys' bills are a lot smaller. Than
I'm
this.
drawing princesses the rest of the night.
Someone said draw Huey, so I think it was probably Aaron.
Yeah, it was me. It was me. I said draw Huey.
All right.
Ward Jenkins says, Amy, how are you?
What? How you doing, man?
What are you lost?
Night Yoshi, we're just kind of taking suggestions and just kind of doing whatever seems fun to draw. There's a lot of suggestions.
Ultimately, we're just going to draw whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, I mean basically. But if somebody's got a good suggestion that we all go, ooh, we'll.
Hey, Aaron, what was your highlight of the con?
My highlight of the con.
In case anybody doesn't remember, we just
were at a
finished
con.
our weekend in Oakland for the San Francisco Comic Con.
Yeah, you know what? I hadn't really thought about what was my highlight of the
I
con.
don't know.
When was I happiest this weekend? Was it when I got that waffle?
I think it was the pizza.
No, it wasn't the pizza.
That Gruyere waffle from Blue Bottle Coffee was you were pretty delighted with that.
Yeah, there's a place called Blue Bottle Coffee right by the convention center, just like maybe a block and a half away, and they're very small blocks. And
It's very artisanal coffee, but it's really good.
yeah, and they had a Gruyere waffle, and it is the best waffle that I have ever eaten in my life. It was transformative.
You know, a place is good when you step into a coffee house and the first thing you smell is cheese.
Yeah, it was a
I
delicious
sort of walked in and went,
cheesy
"Ooh."
waffle.
Sorry, that was me.
KC says he hopes that you draw Leia, James.
Huh?
Yoshi said we did kind of did a Leia last night. We did Daisy Duck as Leia.
Yeah, we did Daisy as Leia.
Let's see. Night Yoshi says, in that case, how about one of the Yin Yang Yo characters? Assuming you've
Who?
seen that show, kind of under the radar, sadly. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
way under the radar.
That's way under the
I've
radar.
never heard of that. Ward says, doing well,
Hi, Ward.
finishing up on boards here in Atlanta for a show
Yay.
produced at Brown Bag in Dublin.
Oh, okay.
Jeff Hatch says, how about Alonwe?
Ilonwe.
Ilonwe? Who's
From
Ilonwe?
Shirley Black Cauldron. She's the actual Disney princess character who is pretty much completely ignored because it's Black Cauldron.
Why does everybody hate on Black Cauldron? I mean, I don't remember it much.
Because it wasn't that good.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Isn't Madam Mim in it?
No, that's
No,
on the
you
stone. Oh my god.
Aaron, you dingy broad.
Oh god.
That's the one where the witch turns into a dragon, right? Like she eats Snow White's heart and then she turns into a dragon. That's.
I don't know if I can draw a lot off the top of my head.
Actually, I really like that cute little Anna. That's a cute little chibi.
It's
Anna.
me being stupid. How does Alani look like again?
She got that hairband. That's about
Yeah, she's got the hairband.
And she looks like every other Disney princess.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so-
I'm trying to draw her from memory here, and she's kind of starting to look like Tinkerbell.
She looks like she's got the black band and she's got Stevie Nicks hair.
Well, I mean, I don't think
Yeah,
it's.
that's nice
I
Stevie
think
Nicks.
Alana should still get her due as a Disney princess, just because the movie wasn't
Well,
that
she
good.
does, but I mean, I
everybody-
honestly can't remember that much about her.
I mean, everybody still loves that Roseanne Barr cow movie that Disney did, right? That's still
they do?
celebrated. No, nobody does.
No.
Nobody even remembers that. That's like completely forgotten. We'll see.
I
We'll see
remember-
that on. We'll see Song of the South on Blu-ray before we see Home on
No, that's
the
right.
Range.
She's got like the little. She's got that little cow. She's got the little sort of cowlicks either side of her ears, doesn't she?
Okay, Luke
James,
says
pull up Google images real quick.
James Luke says that he wants to see you do Darkwing or Gizmo Duck.
Well, he's shit out of luck.
Hey! James is covering his mouth. He forgot that he wasn't supposed to say any. Luke, don't grow up to be like James with his
Yeah.
potty mouth.
This is why I'm not doing live streams with you guys anymore.
What about me? I didn't. Look, I'm being good.
We were talking about bonus like
Until Atlantis: The Lost Empire came out 16 years later. I just tried to watch Atlantis the other day. Actually, I did watch Atlantis the other day, and there were some parts that I was bored, but overall, I liked. I remember liking it.
Atlantis is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's,
The designs. I mean, those Mignola designs are gorgeous.
yeah. The main problem with Atlantis is just got this big ensemble cast, and it's like there's not much to do with all of them. They have to kind of try and give each one screen time, and Milo's kind of annoying.
Doug Talks podcast says Treasure Planet's still one of his favorites from that.
Yeah,
era.
Treasure Planet's good.
I've never seen Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet's good.
Duck talks drinks a lot though.
I felt that I felt like I'd seen Muppet Treasure Island, and that was as close as I needed to be to Treasure Planet.
I'm sorry about the Darkwing thing, but I just spent an entire weekend drawing Darkwing,
Yeah.
where I've drawn him like 16 times.
Yes.
Well, what about Gizmo Duck?
You need a break from ducks?
I need a break from ducks.
Alright.
Okay, what about Megavolt? He's a rat.
Alright, let's switch to a clean level here. Alright, I'll draw my terrible ducks, and James can draw a princess.
No, you do a good Darkwing. You do a good Gizmo Duck too.
I can't draw Gizmo Duck off the top of my head.
You did a great cover for me back at Boom with Gizmo Duck on it.
Yeah, how long ago was that? That was a long time ago.
That was a long time. Well, it was like 8 years ago. You don't. That's not fresh in your mind. Step up your game, Amy. By the way, we spent the whole. I want to say one thing to the Bay Area. We spent 3 days at a convention here, and not one person had a service bulldog. So step it up, San Francisco.
I'm disappointed.
I saw one service dog, which seems like impossible.
Nate Yoshi says, "What about Prince John, James?"
Yeah, I can do Prince John.
Yeah, James can do Prince John. Who's more fun to draw, Prince John or Ka?
Prince John.
Yeah?
Yeah, Ka's a little, one-dimensional.
You like doing those loopy eyes, though. I always love it when you give those to Gizmo Duck, when you give him the crazy, like, hypno eyes.
The truth be told, stole that, well, I mean, anytime I draw Darkwing-related stuff, I'm stealing from Tad Stones, but I love the way in his sketches he gave Negaduck those crazy eyes, so...
Yeah, it always looks really, really good.
I kind of adopted that. And I also like the way he made his hat look a little more battered, and cape was torn.
Yeah, he really like leans into the viciousness of Negaduck. Mm-hmm. Negaduck is the greatest character in all of fiction. There's just something about his absolute celebration of his malevolence that is really fun.
Yeah.
I think Frank said that. I think Frank said that he considers Negaduck the greatest character in all fiction.
Well, he's the best Disney villain ever.
Yeah. That's...
Better than Maleficent, better than don't know. I can't see when I mentioned Negaduck. I can't even think of another Disney villain.
I'm kind of bummed out that we never got to. I mean, maybe someday. But I was kind of bummed out that we never got to do Nega Gizmo Duck.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. I'd actually like to explore the Negaverse more.
Imagine meeting Nega Scrooge.
Nega Scrooge? Oh, that'd be amazing.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that just be Glomgold?
No, Nigga Scrooge would be
No,
like,
Nega
like a
Scrooge would be
hippie.
super poor.
Yeah.
Yeah. The poorest duck in Duckburg. You're absolutely right.
Be sitting on the street corner with the gloves with the little fingertips missing out of them.
Yeah, the Oliver Twist gloves.
Him and Glom would be competing who could be poor.
I want to do a story that is kind of like Days of Future Past, like bouncing around the timeline, thing like that.
Uh-huh.
And then in the future, money has become meaningless, and Glomgold and Rocker Duck are completely broke and destitute, and they have nothing to eat but hats.
Uh-huh.
Because that was always the bet with Scrooge and Rocker Duck was, if you lose, you have to eat your hat. And John D. Why was he not Rock a Feather?
I have if I knew the answer to that, I would be a wealthy man.
Probably legal reasons.
Yeah.
Same reason that he's Mark Beeks instead of Mark Duckerberg. But he's not a duck, so.
Yeah.
But I don't think that matters, because Duckworth isn't a duck. It's never been a duck.
Oops.
The
It's
greatest,
way too big.
the other greatest mystery of all. How come Amy's not saying much?
Because she's deep in drawing mode. What's your feeling when drawing Darkwing, Amy?
How does he do it?
Am I doing the hat right?
Oh, James is going to say no because
Probably not.
he is a hat snob, hat
James
gatekeeper.
is a hat snob. No, I mean, I got to draw Darkwing. I got to draw character. Aaron gave me a bunch of really cool covers, which I had a lot of fun with.
Nicole wants to play the part of Janice tonight and say that, James, you need to be closer to the mic because no one can hear you.
Yeah.
James is very soft-spoken. He's the Nega Aaron.
Unless you're talking about Star Wars, or dinosaurs, in which case he will yell over the top of you.
Yeah. I'm talking about...
Like, no.
I'm talking about
No.
Compsognathus.
Sorry, it's Compsognathus.
See?
Yeah, everybody agrees nobody holds a candle to Negsy.
Yeah.
Amy Park says has just come into the chat. She says, hello, big fan of all you guys, and these streams are such a treat.
Hi, Amy.
Thank you, Amy. We're not quite as animated as we were last night because we're all a little bit beat
I
down.
think we're tired.
But we're trying.
It's the end of a con. It's Sunday night, the end of a con.
Duck Duck's podcast says he picked up the DW pin when he went to Walt Disney World. Wants to know if that's based on something from James. Typically those are based on
That one
model
is
sheets.
vaguely, though.
Is it vaguely?
No,
Yeah.
that was
The head,
taken from...
if you're talking about the big one with just his head and shoulders with the cape across his face.
That was taken from the cover of the first issue.
Yeah.
By Magic Eye
It wasn't
Studios.
you.
Magic Eye
Yeah, it was
Studios.
Magic Eye. So
Yeah.
it is from a comic, just not.
It's
not,
the same.
Not James's actual artwork. It was a different cover team.
It's the same piece that they took for the Disney Infinity disc with Darkwing on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because all the art James has done, all the cover art that we did, that all goes into the bank. That's all in Disney's
It all
archives.
becomes general pool.
Yeah,
that they
so
can draw
and
from.
because there's not much, if you think about it, James has produced more material of Darkwing than even the show. Like, because you've done way more than the model sheets. You've drawn Darkwing way, in hundreds of different poses throughout the comics run. So yeah, there's a huge pool of.
Apparently, none of them usable for merchandise.
Someday, when they make that poker face pin, they'll pull it from your from our villain files, right?
Hold on. This is the sound of me holding my breath.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just making stuff up at this stage.
Can we just, do you think we could just get some sock puppet accounts to just like tweet at Frank and start asking him when Poker Face is going to appear on DuckTales?
Yeah, that always goes well.
"Dear Mr. Angones, I'm a huge Poker Face fan." And he'll go, "Who?"
No, then he'll go, "Aaron, is this you?"
Sparrow.
Can we name it Poker Face Fan 319?
Yes, Poker Face Fan 319. Everybody will just think that we're a Lady Gaga fan. By the way, little known fact, that Lady Gaga song was about the Darkwing Duck villain Poker Face.
That approximately 8 people have heard of.
She, Lady Gaga, another fun fact, Lady Gaga has a poker face tattoo. Based on James' art.
Mm-hmm.
These are all lies. Don't grow up to be like us, Luke. Do something better with your life. Amy Park says that the iPad brushes look so good.
Yeah, this is just, I mean, these programs like this give you like so many brushes to work with, and you always end up using like the same 3 over and over again. So I'm just grabbing what's here right now.
Night Yoshi says he would gladly hang this Darkwing piece on his wall.
Hell no, you wouldn't. This is bad. This is bad. This is not.
Hey, can I do the Instagram live thing on mine?
You should be able to. You should be able to do Instagram stories on yours.
Yeah, you draw something, and I'll set up your stream.
There you go.
Just do it right now.
No, look, I'll do it. All right, I'm done anyway. I mean, I've done pretty much all I can do with this.
Don't let James. If you let James try and set up something on his phone, it's going to catch fire.
We're going to have fire in here in a second.
This is like me trying to change your clock on your dash.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Yeah, it didn't work out. We almost went back in time.
Well, this is precisely what these things are built for. I mean, people do all sorts of cool. People do all manner of cool professional art on their iPads with this thing, but I prefer to use it just as a sketching.
I need to get an iPad just to class up this this YouTube operation a little bit.
James, you ready?
Yeah, hold on a sec.
Oh, Tony's are on. James, you need to, look, I'll do it.
Hold on, I'm tweeting about it first.
Silvani.
Luke says Darkwing looks awesome, Amy.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for drawing that for Luke.
Yeah, let me just move.
Duck Avenger movie? I mean, I'd go see it, and I know Jonathan Gray would go see it.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Gray would live in the theater.
I'm gonna set up a new layer there for James.
They'd eventually have him
I'm getting
escorted out, because John Gray would not leave a theater that was showing a Duck Avenger movie.
All right, let me start it first.
No, I'll start.
Let me start it first. All right.
Technical difficulties. James will not let me do things.
Now, I'm gonna draw.
Even I can do them more quickly and more efficiently.
I'm gonna draw
Start
here.
live video. Let me just do
Now, oh man, this is awesome. I need one of these.
They're pretty cool.
This is so much better than drawing with pencil.
Hey, welcome to.
Oh wait, hold on. I don't have a.
Do you have Wi-Fi?
I didn't turn on the Wi-Fi.
Oh, for God's sake! Womp womp.
Let me try that.
Are you drawing Odie again?
No, I'm not drawing Odie now, but I will draw Odie shortly.
Oh, you're drawing Darkwing.
No,
Hey,
no, I'm not-
everybody gets a. Oh, it's
Oh,
his
Jack
name.
Quackerjack.
It's Quackerjack.
Yeah.
Yes, little known fact. Aaron Sparrow moonlights as a sketch artist.
I'm a mediocre doodler. I wanted to. I'll tell you a story.
But you are a fantastic diddler.
I wanted to be an artist when I was a kid, and my grandmother encouraged it. And one day she found out that an artist that worked for Marvel Comics, who I do not remember the name of, because I was very young, she decided what a great idea. I'll take Aaron to meet this professional artist to encourage him. And so I went, and this artist, whenever I imitate him, I basically imitate him as if he was taking a drag off his cigarette, because although he didn't have a cigarette, that was basically his attitude. And he told me, comics, you don't want to go to comics, kid. There's no money in it. Be a dentist or something. And it broke my heart, and I stopped drawing for a very long time, and so my skills atrophied. And later I decided that since I couldn't draw, I would try and write, because I still had that creative fire.
All right, so I'm good to go.
But as it turns out, and that's a very sad story, because you're like, oh, he crushed my dream. But as it turned out, he was right. There isn't any money in comics. So I'm kind of torn between the fact that he broke my heart, and he He actually gave me a solid piece of advice. So I'm kind of torn on that guy,
Okay.
whoever he is.
All right, let me start this thing here.
Live. Start live video. No, press the big white button.
This is really, I really
So
like,
check the
I really
connection
like
first.
this iPad Pro. This is amazing.
And
Oh
start.
man, that was fun.
All right.
Wait, add a guest to be in your live video.
What?
Add a guest to be in your live video.
And Amy's
No,
trying to
you're
teach
fine.
James how to
Just
use
sit
his
Just
Instagram
get
stories.
Well, I'd like to say hi. It's me, James, and I'm here with Aaron Sparrow. Aaron Sparrow and Amy Mebberson. And,
Hi.
And we're gonna draw, and we're also on Aaron Sparrow's live feed on YouTube at
Dapper Dragon Media.
Dapper Dragon Media. So hi, waving everybody. All right.
Hi.
So,
I'm going to take over camera duties and I'm going to let James draw.
Mediocre doodlers unite. Yeah, Nicole figured out it was Quacker Jack right away.
Just make a new layer. That's what I did.
no, I'm not gonna make it. I'm gonna start your
I'm gonna pretend that Night Yoshi's comment that is
Whee!
gosh darn gorgeous was for my Quacker Jack and not for your Darkwing. Just for my
The
own.
little Muppet on Instagram says, "Sup, y'all."
So yay. So what are we drawing?
What did we decide? You said you were gonna draw. Who did we say you were gonna draw?
Something not a duck.
Something not a duck. Prince John. You were gonna do Prince John.
Okay. Oh, jeez, where did this come from?
Yeah, well, I'm being screwy with it.
Adjusting the.
Thank you for the compliment, Yoshi. Mine was nowhere near as good as Amy's, but I'll take it.
All right.
I appreciate your pity.
So for those joining us on Instagram, we're using the iPad Pro tonight. Oops, I know I'm sort of in the wrong angle here because we've got a wonderful shot of James's arm in the way.
Well, just go for about James's giant melon.
James's giant melon head. Yeah, I'll stand here, James, Aaron, so you can still see the.
No, I'll come over here because if you're right there, then I don't need to. I don't
Okay.
need to see it. I can just go over here
All right.
and read the questions
Mhm.
because I'm loud enough.
Hey, Dan.
I'm loud enough. I can.
Sally's brother Dan is here.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Yeah, those are the kind of sketches that I do in people's books, Yoshi, when they come to
When they
shows
want-
and
when they
have
want
us
an autograph?
have us sign their trades.
Oh yeah, James is drawing the phony King of England right now. Mm. Damn.
It's been a
Like,
long.
it constantly marvels me how quickly James can pick up and just draw a character. I mean, you all know what I draw. I draw like princesses, but female characters mostly. But like I can draw animal characters, but I need to kind of sit down with a model sheet and some referencing. I'm just figure them out first. But I mean, James just like, yeah, I'm going to draw this now. There, boom, Prince John, Batman, a turtle, a dinosaur, whatever dinosaur you want.
The amount of reference that James stores in his head is unbelievable, and it's also why he doesn't know what street he lives on. Because when you pour a quart of knowledge into a shot glass brain,
Hey,
something's gonna spill.
Hey, guess what? The illustrious Eisner nominated colorist of Darkwing Duck is now on the feed.
Really? Wait,
Hey, Andrew.
Andrew's here? Hey, Dalhouse, what's going on?
Hey.
Everybody say hi to Andrew.
The greatest colorist in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at
Andrew Dollhouse.
I was looking at some of the King of Kings pages today. That's the
Yep.
the Kickstarter that Jesse Snyder's doing that I was the editor on, and Andrew's colors. I just oh man, just it blows me away every
Andrew,
single
can
time.
you care to come here and color this?
Yeah, Andrew, come on, just pop over here and make this look nice.
James and I are working on a creator-owned project right now, which we haven't announced yet, but it is our hope and our dream that we will have Andrew on colors.
Oh yeah.
And as he hangs up the live feed.
Ninja vanish.
Yeah, no, any comic that we make is just not complete unless it has, Andrew on colors or Darren Bennett on
Yeah,
letters.
Darren Bennett or at least one of his team. Like
Darren
DC
Bennett
Hopkins.
or Erica Terrico's.
Yeah, gotta get Erica.
Gotta get Erica
in
in there.
there. That's our go-to team right there.
That's right. Yeah, sure. Prince John's got like the moustache.
They make beautiful, beautiful comics.
Yes. Shame we don't see Andrew more often. We get to see him at New York Comic Con.
Not that I like to name drop, but the last commission that I did for
Whole
Prince
gang is
John.
here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Sorry, Andrew says the whole gang is here.
Yeah. Was for Mr. Paul Dini.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Commissioned the Prince John for me.
Paul is great.
Paul is awesome. As you know, Paul Dini, of course, writer on the original Batman animated series, and
Justice
writer
League.
on many, many, many things, creator of Harley Quinn.
He is the one who made who proved that a DC cinematic universe could work. And I wish that the executives at Warner Brothers had looked at.
He is the sweetest, and he's a massive Disney nerd, and he gets commissions from us every year. I remember New York Comic Con, San Diego, a couple of years ago, and this big guy comes up to the table and says, "Oh, hi, I'd like to get a commission." And I went, "Oh yeah, cool. Okay, what do you want?" And he says, "Oh, could you do me Slewfoot Sue from Pecos Bill?" And I just went, "Ooh," because who doesn't love a cowgirl riding in on a catfish? And then he handed over his card, and then I saw the card said Paul Dini on it, and I just about fell out of my chair. And then I'm like, play it cool, play it cool, play it cool. Awesome!
Well, that was after you asked Aaron and I, who's Paul Dini?
So I did that afterwards.
People in the live chat saying hi to Andrew. Amy Parks says, "Hello, Andrew. Thank you for making so many books look gorgeous."
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Andrew is awesome. Andrew is awesome.
It's funny. Colorists don't get the attention that they deserve in the industry. You know, a lot of times, I think it's only recently that colorists have been on, had cover credit, which I think is something obviously something they absolutely deserve, because a colorist can make a mediocre artist look great.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
And a bad colorist can make a great artist look terrible. So when you've got somebody who has Andrew's level of talent, it just elevates the work beyond. Even he would send me pages and it would just be beyond what I had even imagined he was going to do.
I mean, Andrew has a suggestion here. He says you should get a Twitch channel.
You know what? I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking of doing Twitch. And someone was telling me that there's a way that I can live stream to both at the same time. So unfortunately, I'm kind of a technical moron. So I just have to figure all that out. But yeah, I'm gonna do a Twitch channel. Definitely.
Question here: do you guys only take commissions at cons? For the most part, yes. James will usually take some mailing commissions around Christmas, close to the holidays. So starting late October, early November, if you watch his Twitter feed, he will announce, "Hey, I'm taking holiday commissions. So if you want to get a commission from James as a present for somebody or whatever, you will guarantee to have it by Christmas." Me personally, I do not. I just don't have time. And because I'm busy doing work.
Because James and meanwhile, I'm hanging out behind the 7-Eleven.
Did James have to escape the lava, says Andrew. Yeah, totally.
No, I was fine. I for those of you who don't know, I live in Hawaii, but I don't live anywhere near the Big Island.
Different island.
Yes.
He's got a nice body of water between him and the hot, terrible stuff.
James owns his own island from all of the amazing money he's made in comics.
No, really, James's home is pretty sweet.
So
Yeah. So yes, for those just joining us on Instagram, this is James drawing on the iPad Pro with Procreate, and so we're drawing the breezy and the kneesy king of England.
Do you think it was a bad idea to have the live stream compete with the Tonys, or do you think there's a lot of crossover between the Tonys and our audience?
Well, we know we're not going to see the Twincesses or Sally on here because they're watching the Tonys.
they're both dead to me.
Come on, let's just get some musical theatre in here. Come on, it's like, how does it start? Oh, the world will sing of an English king 1,000 years from now.
I don't know what's happening.
Left that lofty power, well, jolly old good King Richard and the great crusade is on. We all have to slave away for that good-for-nothing John. This is Phil Harris. This is classic Phil Harris. Come on. Prince John, the phony king of England.
I know the songs from Team America.
Yeah, we're not doing that because there are children reading this. Next time, do a live stream during the Oscars. Now, I live tweet the Oscars. If there's a major awards ceremony on, I'm usually over at my friend's place and we're watching it and yelling at the TV.
You know what? I'll live stream the Oscars.
You live stream the Oscars? No, I live stream Eurovision, which I had to miss this year because my mother was visiting.
You know what? I will live stream the next Oscars and I will sit there and I will.
Yeah, like everybody else on Twitter.
I'll live stream the Kids' Choice Awards.
No, I'm not talking about on Twitter. I'll do it like to where people can, like, if they want to. It'll basically be me.
I thought you didn't want to do reaction videos.
No, I don't want to do reaction videos where I'm like,
all right, how's that?
oh my god, I love Lockjaw.
There he is. Prince John. Yay!
Cookie John.
Cookie John.
Oh, should
Okay.
I draw something else, or do you want to?
Well, this is your feed, James. You can draw
How many
something.
people are there?
15.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and we're fluctuating.
Where can we watch Eurovision in the States? Says Andrew. The finals.
Don't start. Okay.
I believe Logo TV has the broadcast rights in America. Definitely the finals, the 2 semifinals. I'm not sure whether Logo has those yet. But whatever Logo doesn't show, you can watch on Eurovision's own website. You can stream it live.
All right. So what was the?
It's usually in the middle of the day, but you got to watch it. Okay. James has got a blank slate here, guys. What do you got?
Yeah, come on, suggestions, guys.
Yeah.
Starscream.
Starscream. Oh, what? You can't draw Starscream?
No, I'm not gonna draw. I can draw Starscream, but I don't want to.
Oh,
Megatron.
okay.
Huh?
Megatron.
How about a turtle?
Turtle.
How about a turtle?
I can do a turtle.
How about
Do a turtle.
Soundwave ejecting a turtle.
Someone says Penguin says Wheezy. Wheezy from Toy Story. Coco?
Oh, I thought she meant Wheezy from the Jeffersons. I
No.
wanted to see James draw Wheezy from the Jeffersons.
Wheezy, so Della Duck. Yeah, we said no. Yeah, we're going to avoid ducks now because James has been drawing ducks non-stop for the last 3 days.
How
Yeah.
many Dellas have you drawn from the new show, James?
2.
2. You've
Two.
drawn her twice. Okay.
I got a commission for one.
Brooklyn from
San Diego.
Gargoyles. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When's the last time you drew a gargoyle?
In a while. I can't think of. I don't think I've ever drawn Brooklyn though.
You've never drawn Brooklyn? No, you know what? I don't think it's...
How about
No,
your
I've seen you
James?
draw
How about turtles? What about look? I drew.
I drew
Flash.
I drew
Flash.
Darkwing. Draw like April O'Neil. Draw a girl.
I'm gonna draw a
Come
turtle.
on.
I'm gonna draw a turtle.
He's going to draw a turtle. Okay, we're getting turtles, everybody.
Is it Venus de Milo
No.
from the next
Hey,
page?
I will draw Venus de Milo. I will draw my version of, no, actually, hang on. I'll draw my female Ninja Turtle. I created her in high school.
Oh, you know what? I want to see that now.
This
Okay,
was
so
long, but
that's
this was
on.
long before Venus de Milo.
Ward Jenkins says draw Rose Tico. Ward Jenkins, you are dead to me.
Yes.
Dead to me.
Yeah, we'll draw Rose for you.
No, draw Kelly Marie Tran. I don't like Rose, but I love Kelly Marie Tran. She is adorable. Nicole suggested Big Hero 6 characters. I could draw Baymax.
Okay, we can all draw Baymax. Okay, so James has loved Ninja Turtles for a very long time. Your favorite incarnation of the Turtles, James?
Well, that was my first job out of college. Was drawing the Ninja Turtles.
I thought it was Animaniacs.
Huh? That was my first comic book job.
Oh, okay.
My first job was drawing the Ninja Turtles for a T-shirt company.
Hi, Chuck. Chuck's here.
Bored with them. Tony's there. Chuck?
Are you escaping the Tonys, Chuck?
How are the Tonys not just people like just coming up and praising Hamilton?
Because Hamilton's over. That was last year.
Yeah, but still what? Like, it's still like they just come up and people go, yeah, I mean this came out this year, but it's no Hamilton.
No, actually, no. It's the SpongeBob SquarePants. The SpongeBob SquarePants musical is winning everything right now. Yeah, the fact they made SpongeBob SquarePants into a musical.
I don't know that I want to live in this world anymore.
So anyway, James, back to Turtles. Your first job out of college was doing apparel.
I was drawing the Ninja Turtles for a T-shirt company.
Nicole says that Luke is going to bed. Good night, Luke.
Good night,
and she says
Luke.
we can go back to our previous style of comedy.
That's right. That's right. Legally Blonde is the big, another one of the big hits this year. The musical.
That's a musical
Yeah,
now too?
of course they have. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was Mean Girls. Isn't that the
Is it Mean Girls? No, I thought it was Legally Blonde.
Mean Girls?
Anyway,
Jeez,
so yeah, you
do I know
so
about
basically
Broadway?
so to this day, every time someone walks by with a Ninja Turtle shirt, we're usually eyeballing it really subtly to see if it's one of James's pieces of art, and sometimes it is.
And if it's one of James's, we roll them for it.
Yeah. And then James calls them over, and people come over to this large, shambling man behind the counter, and he looks at them and goes, I drew that. And they sort of think, this is awkward. Cool! And then he gets a picture, and everyone's happy.
I like that you use the word shambling to describe James. James, draw a shambling mound.
You
from
haven't
D&D
seen,
to make
yeah,
it look
yeah,
like
you two at the end of a con day are the shambling twins. You really are. It's like shamble. I'm like, pack up, let's go. I want a beer. I want some food. It is 7:30 p.m. and the restaurants are all full and I'm hungry. And these guys are like, stroll, stroll, stroll. Ooh, shiny. And then off they go and they're looking at toys.
Everybody was really excited by
Oh,
the
it is
idea
Mean
of
Girls.
James
Okay.
drawing Slash.
Andrew corrects it. It is Mean Girls. Isn't it? Mean Girls the musical.
Honestly, James was right.
Legally Blonde was already a musical. Yeah.
Has Clueless been a musical?
I don't know.
Have they ever done?
I don't live in New York, so I'm not really up
Have
to
they ever
date
done a
with
musical
Broadway.
of the Patrick Dempsey tour de force Can't Buy Me Love?
Well, Mamma Mia is getting like a sequel, isn't it? Did anybody watch the new Kingdom Hearts trailer released today with the new Frozen clips?
No. Can you play as Elsa and does she have a Keyblade?
None of us are really Kingdom Hearts gamers, so.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was. I played the previous games.
What is the name of the pad you're drawing on? This is an iPad Pro. This is just the standard. What's it? It's a 12-inch.
Yeah.
12-inch
Us
iPad Pro.
on both YouTube.
Jeez,
and
Ward.
Instagram.
Who is?
It's
Ward
super
Jenkins.
meta. I know you're getting like different angles, right? See, this is
Yeah.
it's like we're shooting a movie where we're showing you different.
And cut to camera 2.
We don't have Janice here tonight to do
Yeah,
that.
it's-
Camera 2, go ahead and.
So Ward, that we keep referring to everybody, this is Ward Jenkins, who is an old friend of mine from Portland. We worked together at Leica Animation for a little while. He was my director, and I helped him in between some ads, and he now storyboards down in Atlanta. He's done some pony boarding, and yeah.
James, have you ever drawn Bucky O'Hare?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is somebody asking that? Or?
Yeah. Somebody was asking if you could draw Bucky O'Hare.
God,
Okay.
It's been a while, but that sounds like a. that
Someone
sounds
says, no Keyblade for Elsa, but it's so wonderfully done. Lots of good cameo goodness. Disney cameo goodness. All right.
Why is there nobody asking for the Wild West Cowboys of Moo Mesa?
Fun fact: one of the Infinite Darkwings that did not make it into the final product was a Kingdom Hearts version of Darkwing.
Okay.
But I have drawn a Kingdom Hearts version of Negaduck.
Oh, really?
Somebody
Wow.
commissioned for me that one time. They wanted what are the bad guys in?
Kingdom Hearts? I don't know. The shadow people? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I knew that. I just said this earlier.
The Heartless. Yeah.
Heartless, that's right.
Yeah, so I did-
Not again, I reiterate, not gamers.
So yes, I did a Negaduck Heartless.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, Heartless. Thank you. Yep. Internet verifies that.
I think Ward is bailing out on us.
Good night, Ward.
Yeah, he knows better.
Yeah, Night Yoshi says a Kingdom Hearts version of Negaduck sounds amazing.
Uh-huh.
Doug's podcast says biker mice from Mars.
Andrew asks, have you ever drawn SWAT cats?
No,
Ooh.
Wait a minute, is that Andrew or is that Janice posing as Andrew?
they're both from Texas.
They're both in Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Fuscala says, I remember seeing that Kingdom Hearts Negaduck drawing back in 2012 or 13 or so.
Before I learned how to draw.
You knew how to draw before that. Okay, so we've got a really cool looking Raph coming along here. Where's Sabrina? Raphael's her favorite.
Who's your favorite turtle, Amy?
My favorite turtle? I don't know. It's like I sort of identify with bits of all of them because I'm like a complete goody two shoes like Leonardo, and but I just like inhaled an entire medium pizza by myself, so
Like Mikey.
that's Mikey. Also kind of the quiet nerd, so I guess it makes me like Donnie. So Raph is really the only character I don't really have anything in common with, except I guess I have a temper sometimes. But
I'd say I'm most like
okay,
Raph.
camera's pausing. I'm going to smack James with with the phone right here.
I'd say I'm most like Raph, but my favorite turtle is Leonardo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always drawn to the characters like Cyclops on the X-Men, the characters that are like the.
Wow, you're the only person in the world who thinks you like Cyclops, really?
I like Cyclops because he's not my favorite X-Men, but I like Cyclops because I'm always drawn to the characters that are kind of like cursed with the burden of duty, and that's Leonardo and that's Cyclops. The responsibility weighs heavily on them, and I admire that in characters. That makes them interesting to me.
Yeah, but you don't have anything to do. What do you...
I didn't say I was Leonardo.
Oh.
So yeah, Raph's looking good here.
If you want to get into X-Men, my favorite X-Man is Rogue.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
Well, favorite female X-Man is Rogue. My overall favorite X-Man is Nightcrawler.
So anyway, you started off doing apparel, James, for Turtles. So that was all like that was the '80s TV show
And
model,
then,
was it?
Yeah, and then when I was working on it, I started. This was in Anaheim, California, and right up the road was Playmates Toys, who had the toy license for the Ninja Turtles. And I started going all up there all the time to get reference for the new toys that they were trying to push. for in all their media and including on T-shirts. And I started talking to some of the designers at the thing there, and I actually ended up doing some models and turnaround sheets for some of the Ninja Turtle toys.
Yeah, and Chuck had a question here. Says he would love to hear James's thoughts on TMNT: The Next Mutation.
We did mention Mr. Milo, Chuck. I think you were here for that.
I'm sorry, we're losing our feed here. It was a dark time.
The pause should have told you everything.
It was a dark time for the rebellion.
Duck Talks podcast says that he liked Cyclops 15 years ago. Yeah, I agree with you, Duck Talks. They basically ruined Cyclops. If Marvel wants to call me, I know a way to completely fix him and redeem him without resorting to stupid time travel.
Do tell.
No, I'm not gonna tell. I'm like the interview on The Office where it's like, I can tell you a way to streamline your whole business. Well, why don't you tell me what your plan is? Well, I'm not going to tell you until you hire me. Well, I can't hire you unless I know what the plan is.
Jeremy asks, after the Disney-Fox merger, what X-Men Fantastic Four storylines would you love to see in the MCU?
I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, this is what everybody seems to kind of... just to clarify things here, the Disney-Fox merger has not actually happened. And right now it's on very shaky ground because Comcast have joined the bidding war. Yeah, and there is also due to be a court decision in the next few days about an antitrust lawsuit about the AT&T Time Warner merger, which could affect future like monopolistic kind of merger things like this. So,
what was the question though?
What Fantastic Four MCU or X-Men stories would you want to see in the MCU? All right, so Kevin Feige gets his hands on Fantastic Four. What would you like to see?
The proper origin has never been told. And the idea that Doom has to be with them in the
it's getting warm
in the spaceship, or has to suffer the same accident as the rest of them is the most ridiculous thing. So,
well, narratively, first of all, I don't think you start the movie with Doom.
No,
let's say you have to. Let's say you have to. Like that first Fantastic Four movie that they got the guy from Barbershop to direct because those properties are similar. Doom is on the mission, and then he gets those stupid electrical powers. If you have to put Doom on the mission, then what you do is he's in the shielded room. He doesn't get any powers, and that just gives him another reason to be jealous of Reed Richards, is that he got nothing. Those powers are rightfully mine. I am Doom. If you have to send him on the mission, then that's the way that I think that you have to do it. As far as the Fantastic Four goes, there have been so many bad Fantastic Four movies at this point. I mean, the only good Fantastic Four movie is called The Incredibles. But there have been so many bad ones that I don't even know that you jump right into a Fantastic Four movie. I just want to see Doctor Doom in the MCU and Galactus and Silver Surfer as part of the Guardians of the Galaxy universe. Our
prevailing theory is that basically the only reason Disney is going after Fox because it wants those last few.
That has nothing to do with it.
Really? You don't think so?
No.
It doesn't want the Marvel IP?
It has absolutely. That is like.
Oh, James has got his "shut up, I know everything" voice on now.
That is like not even 10% of what they're trying to acquire there.
The problem is that Fox has already tried
Disney
to do some of
They
the...
want to acquire it for their new streaming service, which they have because they're trying to build up content.
Well, they'll own Hulu if the merger happens.
Yeah.
For their Disney service, and getting things like The Simpsons and getting things like the Aliens and Avatar movies and
so it's general big content acquisition.
It is just all. That's why it's only for the content.
And they don't want the TV. They don't want the Sky. They don't want Sky. They don't want the TV part.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they want any of that. They don't want Fox News. They
the
don't want
Marvel thing is that's what the geek world is losing their minds about. But that is a very, very, very infinitely small portion of what would happen.
Still, it would be good to see an X-Men movie done properly.
Oh yeah, like a proper X-Men movie. The problem is that Fox has already ruined the big X-Men storylines.
No, it could be done.
It could be done, but
it's not like there's a shortage of stuff.
I have nothing but faith in Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
So, who we met at
really? You met
at
Kevin Feige?
D23? Yeah, he actually has a copy of the Darkwing Omnibus.
Oh, look at you!
God, I hope he's staying healthy.
Well, he doesn't have to answer like Perlmutter at Marvel anymore. He just has to just make movies because he's made so much money for the company that they just go, yep, Kevin, you do whatever you want.
He's like, I don't want to do Inhumans. They go, you don't have to. And then some YouTube reaction guy goes, I love Lockjaw.
Anyway, here's my.
Oh, that's a pretty cool RAF. So yes, IDW, if you're watching, give James some more turtles. He's pretty good at it.
IDW, if you're one of the 10 people watching. Oh, 11.
There's 13 watching here. Oh, there's Pagar. Hi, Pagar. Pagar's one of our very lovely lady who comes and sees us every year at San Diego.
Anyway, there's a.
Yay! That's a good RAF.
Okay, all right.
Now I want to see Amy's Venus, or I want to see Amy's
All right, I'll
female
do
Ninja Turtle.
my female Ninja Turtle.
Does she have a name?
Yes, yeah. I will go into the story as I'm drawing. And
All
first
right,
I'm
I'm
gonna
looking
take my
forward
sweater
to
off.
this.
We'll switch it over to Amy Mebberson's live feed while she
Oh,
draws.
no, that's fine. Let's stay with yours.
Yeah, let's just keep it on yours. I mean, I guess you could, but
Hang on, I need glasses.
Penguin Lady asked, "Does James ever draw princesses?"
yeah, James
Yeah.
draws princesses.
Yeah.
Where are my glasses? Oh, here we go. Sorry. I'm an old lady and I need glasses.
What is
I mean,
it?
all of James' princesses look like Raphael, but
Andrew says, "Why don't we do Comic Palooza next year in Houston?"
why don't they invite us? Get them to invite us, Andrew. We'll come out. We'll stay at your place.
For crying out loud!
You know, I know.
Where's the other stuff?
I know your place is
here we go.
very quiet. You know. Oh no, wait. Andrew's place is not quiet. Andrew has 2 small children, and then he would have 2 large children if James and I were staying.
Yeah.
Donna says you can come to my house and visit.
Now, bear in mind, I created this. You know, my brother. When did the Ninja Turtles TV show come out? Was it like sort of 87 or so?
Ninja Turtles.
No, it was later than that. It was
No.
later.
The cartoon came out then, but the comic was around since.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the comic. I'm talking about the cartoon.
She's talking about when it entered the public consciousness as opposed to the nerd consciousness.
Okay.
No, I mean, okay, so allowing for the slight delay because I was in Australia and things take a bit longer to get down there. We'll say about 1989, 1990 was when Turtles really hit its stride in Australia. And my brother was obsessed with that cartoon. Loved it.
My brother too.
And he loved Transformers too, but, you know, I love Transformers just because they were cool toys, you know? I was just like, what's this thing do? But even then, I was in
Guess what?
10th grade, 11th grade. What?
Dollhouse has a guest room with a queen bed that James and Aaron can share.
I get to be the big spoon.
I get to be the fork.
Well, that's the problem with spooning, is it can lead to forking.
Oh, guys, you're being so good.
Well, Luke went to bed. We're free and unrestrained.
So even at the time, I was like, where's the girl turtles at? You know, it's like we had April, I guess, in her stupid orange jumpsuit and her constant, what a story!
It was a yellow jumpsuit, and
Yellow
it was
jumpsuit.
awesome. She had white boots.
So even at the time, I was like, where's the girl turtles at? So I'm like, okay, what if there was a girl turtle? And I actually named her Shelley after, and that's not a stupid play on words.
Get it, Aaron? Shelley.
Well, I hear that Paul Feig is doing an all girls Ninja Turtles that'll be out in the next 2 years.
I'll watch that. You boys can stay at home.
And boy,
I
would
will
we!
watch that. And no, I named her because the turtles are all named after, you know, great Renaissance painters. So I named her after Percy Bysshe Shelley, the writer.
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna guess Mary Shelley.
Or Mary Shelley, yeah. So, and I'm not sure. I don't know if I got as far as creating an origin story for her. No, hang on. What was her weapon? That's right.
Well, it's funny. There's a question here. When did you see the original '80s movie?
Oh, the '80s
I remember
movie?
this so
Oh,
specifically.
boy. Me too.
I was going to school. I was in college. I was going to San Francisco State University, and once a week we had they would do movie previews, like about a month or 6 months before they came out. So we get to see a cut of the movie. So I saw the original cut of the Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh.
Nice.
6 months before it came out. And there was like the theater was full,
Uh-huh.
and there was like me and everybody else, and there was a complete dork and watched it. But
Oh, everybody but you was a
Yeah.
complete dork.
right, I was cool.
Now I remember my dad had to go to America for like a business trip. And this was about sort of 1991. And he came back, because again my brother was obsessed with the show, and he came back because the movie had just opened in America, and of course it would be months, like 6 months before we would get it in Australia. So he came back with all this merchandise for the movie, and for about a week, my brother was like the coolest. Did you check my question?
No.
Yeah.
No. We're just...
So for about a week, my brother was like the coolest person in his entire school because he had like the photo merchandise and stuff like that. So
I was the coolest kid in my entire school because I was the first kid that had the Storm Shadow action figure from G.I. Joe. And there's a great tragic story of my childhood that's tied to that. But I want to talk about Ninja Turtles first.
Oh.
I remember, this is obviously back before the internet, and you had no idea what toys were coming out. Now it's all announced beforehand. You know what's coming out for the next year, all of that. So my brother was obsessed with Ninja Turtles, and I liked them too. But he was action figure age, and I'd kind of gotten past that, which is funny now because now I haven't gotten past action figure age. But we would go to Toys R Us, and I would find him all these Ninja Turtles figures that, maybe had shown up in the comic book and things like that, but he didn't know that the figures of them existed yet. And, we'd wrap them up for his birthday and for Christmas and everything. And it was just like such a thrill for me to like find Ray Fillet, who was called Man Ray in the Archie comics, Wingnut and Screw Loose, all these side characters that had shown up in the comics that he absolutely loved and didn't know there were figures of. And then it was like, bam, there they are on Christmas morning, and it would blow his mind. And I remember how thrilled he was when we heard that there's going to be 2 evil mutants in Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze. And he was thrilled because he was like Bebop and Rocksteady. And we got to the theater, and I got to watch my brother's young heart break when he realized that Hollywood will betray you. And it wasn't Bebop and Rocksteady. It was Toka and Razor, yep. Although he ended up liking them, but not nearly as much as Bebop and Rocksteady.
Andrew asked for at a con. Yes, we are. We just got done with the San Francisco Comic Con in Oakland, California.
Introduced lots of people who did not know that there was a Darkwing Duck comic book to the Darkwing Duck comic book. Hooray for marketing! Yay!
So anyway, this is basically Shelley.
My friend Britt from high school is on here,
Oh.
and she's calling it Girdle.
Girdle.
Good one, Britt.
That's
Teenage
good.
Mutant Ninja Girdles. So Duck Talks podcast says that he's got a little girl who absolutely loves watching the Ninja Turtles and the original movies, and she calls the first movie the one where April has curly hair. That's right. And then in the second one, they switched to Paige Turco, who was like a soap opera actress.
Yeah.
What was the name of the actress in the first one? I remember her distinctly, but
Yes.
Yeah.
One who's not April O'Neil anymore.
yeah.
Oh God. Somebody, help us out.
Who was it? Yeah.
Someone look up IMDb.
Judith Hogue.
Judith Hogue.
Yeah.
That's right.
Thank you, Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham. I got you.
So,
what does it mean on here when someone waves?
That means you can tap on it and wave. You can tap on the icon and you can wave back to them.
All right.
It's basically a way of acknowledging they're there.
What does it mean on YouTube when it says message retracted?
I don't know.
Nicole, have you been censored by the government? Are you like giving out nuclear secrets in the chat? Amy Park asking if she smells a Darkwing Duck Howard the Duck crossover in the future, Kevin Feige. You know what's funny is I've joked on Twitter with Chip Zdarsky was writing Howard the Duck at the time, and I kept asking him when we were going to do the Darkwing crossover, and you know what, if it could have happened, he would have been game for it.
Brought up the idea of that crossover to Kevin Feige. He goes, who?
Night Yoshi says he loved the Darkwing Duck comic book. Really hopes we get to see DW again in the comic book world again eventually. Same here.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Andrew wants to know when you're going to start doing YouTube channels for your movie reviews.
Andrew loves my movie reviews because if I don't like a movie, it's almost guaranteed that he will. I don't know. You know what's funny is like, I mean, I would do movie reviews, but I'd want to do them with somebody else. Like, I'd want to have I want to have actually.
You got a bearded dragon at home. What's Claptrap doing?
Yeah, Claptrap doesn't contribute much except biting and trying to eat action figure accessories.
4 out of 5 teeth marks.
But no, I mean, for the whole channel, I mean, the channel's really amateurish, and it's mostly just me talking to myself. But, I mean, I'd really like to have a co-host. The problem is that I just don't live close enough to anybody for that to be really practical. But, yeah, I mean, I'd do movie reviews if I had, if I went and saw a movie with somebody and then they wanted to sit down and talk about it with me.
Yeah, but all movies are horrible.
James, you and I could be the next Mike Stoklasa and Jay Bauman.
So Peter Porker also adds, y'all are in the industry. You're all in the industry. How does Marvel not capitalize on Spider-Ham more with cartoons? Seems like a no-brainer. I couldn't agree more.
Spider-Ham's getting a Marvel Legends figure this year, though. That's a step in the right direction.
It's a good start.
I'm trying to remember what color did I do her?
Comic Cats and Craft says we need more Darkwing everything. I was just happy I was able to get a Disney trading pin recently. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's coffee mugs out.
The company are noticing. There's the mugs. There's.
Hey, Aaron, Jason and I really love DuckTales. Does Darkening ever? Oh, it's probably Darkwing ever crossover.
With what? With DuckTales?
Yeah, well.
Well, I mean, in our comic, it did. Scrooge is in the Definitively Dangerous edition. If we would have kept going, you would have got the wrap up to the big Phantom Blot, the big Phantom Blot storyline with a proper crossover.
Dalhouse asked, Aaron, did you like The Last Jedi?
Amy has forbidden me.
No.
Amy has forbidden me for talking about The Last Jedi.
We have a moratorium on talking about Last Jedi.
I loved Rogue One. I'll say that.
I like Last Jedi.
I like
Yeah,
Last
well,
Jedi.
you guys are boobs.
And we know you don't like it, Aaron, so let's just leave it at that.
But I love Rogue One.
No, Rogue One was good.
Can't talk about my love of Rogue One enough.
Actually, no, they're more Leonardo colours. Hang on.
Skater Tune says
I remember,
just.
I was probably ridiculously cliche, and I made her color pink. Shame on me.
That Kenneth dude asked when do we get a sneak peek of headshots for San Diego Comic-Con.
There really aren't any. There aren't any sneak peeks.
No, I'm doing.
You post them on whatever you post
Yeah,
on
it's
your Instagram.
whatever I'm doing. I actually didn't go through a lot at this weekend, so I will have a full.
You don't post a full catalog of what you.
Yeah, probably. I will probably have a full batch though when I go down to San Diego. I'll have.
Well, what are your basics?
Probably on
What
this
do you make?
side.
What do you make sure that you have? You
Well,
have, yeah.
You know, I always have the Darkwing characters, the standards, the movie.
Core Batman characters.
Well,
most of the Justice
DC,
League.
DC animated universe.
Now, Yoshi, you're breaking my heart. You're going down a path I can't follow right now.
Oh, Dalhouse said Last Jedi was terrible.
Oh, dang! Dollhouse.
Okay, you guys can go over there.
Someone asks, anyone here seen Kevin Smith movies?
I mean, yeah, I've seen a bunch of them. I haven't seen any of his recent ones, but
I'd rather eat a sock.
like I saw up through like Chasing Amy, I want to say. Maybe.
I saw Dogma. That was the last one.
Oh yeah, I saw Dogma.
I like Dogma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Oh, I liked Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Okay, I mean it was dumb, but I it was like
that was the most self-indulgent movie I've ever seen.
oh, it was incredibly
Like,
self-indulgent.
he was expecting everybody. Oh, my stuff is so clever. Look what I've done in the past and brought it up to here, and I just.
Well, I mean, I love getting. I haven't seen any of them, but I love getting Tammy's reviews of his horror films since she's such a horror buff, and she's like, "Don't bother."
Dave Has Dreams says, "Hey James and Aaron, looking forward to seeing you guys at San Diego Comic Con." So are we.
I'm on the fence about San Diego.
What do you mean?
I'm on the fence about going.
Oh please. What else you can do? If we're going to be down there that week and talking about how it is, and you don't show up, then that won't happen.
I just haven't enjoyed that show. I mean, I enjoyed aspects of that show that have nothing to do with that show. I enjoy the fact that everybody I know is in that town, and I like going out into the city and having dinner with people, having lunch with people. I like that aspect of it.
So Dalhouse says that you and him should do reviews on Skype.
I'm game.
Yeah.
Well, Call of the Turtles belts were brown, weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know. The turtles have.
What?
Aren't they pink?
Now, Amy, is Shelley here? Is she a green machine? Is she able to rock the town without being seen?
I guess so. Yeah.
Have you ever seen a turtle get down?
No.
All right. No. All right.
Slamming and jamming to the new sweet sound.
All right. So.
Yeah, I have that song
So-
memorized. Ninja.
Leonardo
Ninja.
leads.
Rap. Uh-huh.
Donatello's machine.
Donatello's machines.
Mm-hmm.
Raphael, cool.
but crude.
Rude.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Michelangelo?
party dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about Shelley here?
I don't know. I think I designed her, remember? So she was probably complete.
What's
she was
your
probably
thing?
complete. She's probably complete goody two shoes. She's probably like Splinter's pet. And
Wow.
that totally came out wrong. Anyway.
What app are we using? We are using Procreate.
That's the same. That's the putty that I used to sculpt. Same name.
Procreate. Wow, that's a trademark.
Yoshi says, so if DW ever does come back, do you guys plan on finishing the whole Phantom Blot storyline? Would love to. Would love to.
It's already all planned out.
Yeah, we have there's about 2.5 years worth of outline left for the for our initial plan with Darkwing. So yeah, there's plenty to draw from, and the Phantom Blot is a huge part of that.
No, Andrew asked, wasn't there a female turtle called Mona Lisa or something? No, it was Venus de Milo.
Venus de Milo, yeah. I feel like Mona Lisa's better.
Andrew, your Last Jedi opinion just got invalidated.
Impossible. Andrew, you are absolutely right about Last Jedi. But we got to stand strong, my brother. We got to hashtag the fandom menace. I make it out that I'm way more angry about The Last Jedi than I am. It's just I just didn't enjoy it, and I was like, eh. But it's just funny to pretend to be like really, really salty about it. I am that entire planet that they fought the last battle on. Just a ball of salt.
Okay, why is this doubling up like that? It shouldn't do that. Anyway.
Oh, Nicole says when you make a typo and you delete the text on YouTube, it just says it still puts it up. It says message redacted. They're just trying to be fancy.
Oh.
Amy Park says petition to have an all-female Turtles team named after classic female fiction authors.
Yeah.
Isn't there? There's a whole team of like frogs too, isn't there? Napoleon Bonafrog and Attila the frog or the toad or what? I had the Napoleon Bonafrog and I had who was the other one? Napoleon Bonafrog and they made the other one. He was like a horn. He looked like a horned toad. You remember the action figure?
Yeah, I don't.
He had flip flops.
Yeah, I don't remember the name. Oh, well, I can't look up it on my.
They all had like Hawaiian shirts and like board shorts.
Yeah, anybody know?
Let me guess, they were radical.
I'm pretty sure they were radical, and I'm pretty sure they were to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not gnarly though.
Alright, so that's...
Get pitted, bro.
And Andrew asked if we like Solo. I like Solo. Aaron hasn't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it yet.
I liked it, but found it very unnecessary. It answered all the questions that were answered before.
Did it hit everything that we had predicted that it would hit? Like the Kessel run, the Spice Mines of Kessel. You know, how he won the Falcon.
Lando Calrissian. Yes.
Lando Calrissian, how he met Chewbacca.
The life debt.
How he got his blaster, which exactly 4 people were wondering.
I assumed that he went into the blaster store and he purchased the blaster. That was always my assumption. I never had any desire for there to be a backstory about his blaster. I didn't. You know what the thing is? People are like, "Oh, but his blaster's so iconic." I mean, it's iconic because we've been looking at it for 40 years, but it just when I saw Star Wars, I never thought of his blaster as anything else than a blaster. Like it wasn't like it was special.
John, Deadpool 2 was awesome. Which we haven't seen yet.
Nope, none of us have seen that.
We might have to go tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, what else are we gonna do?
Well, we've got an early start. Yeah.
We'll just and then we'll fall asleep in the theater because we've got an early start tomorrow. What do we make it? Skater Tune said that about the only thing he really liked was when Chewie and
Frozen is performing on the Tonys right now.
Oh, it's a bit late now.
I think you turned it on. Just started.
Well, yeah, but then you'll have to listen to me make stupid noises in the background while you guys are trying to draw.
Well, you don't have to sing.
All right. Anyway, that's Shelley, everybody. That's
Shelley. You know what she needs? Ballerina shoes.
She needs a doily on the end of her spear.
The reason that I said that she needs ballerina shoes is because Amy lost it when Spider-Gwen showed up in the into the Spider-Verse trailer and had
I didn't
ballerina
lose
shoes.
it. I was
Well, no,
just
you had
lost.
criticisms. You had criticisms.
That was the only thing that was inexplicable to me. Why is Gwen wearing point shoes?
But this is the internet, so you lost it.
Yeah, I know. Well,
What
yeah,
do-
that means losing it.
All right, do we have any suggestions?
Are we gonna call it a night?
Yeah, I think people did have some suggestions earlier.
Okay.
Let's see. This will probably be our last one of the night, guys.
Mhm.
Let's see. We're joking around about things, but I don't know if we ever settled on anything serious. Did we promise that James was gonna do something earlier that we didn't deliver on?
Class.
Yeah, Amy, I remember the power pachyderms. I remember that, and there was like kung fu hamsters, and there was all kinds of imitators.
Biker Mice from Mars.
Yeah, biker mice from Mars that made it to a cartoon. I'm just gonna throw out SWAT cats again for Andrew and for Janice. They share a special
What
SWAT
was that?
cats bond.
Yeah,
I'm not feeling any of those.
no.
I'm trying to think of something.
Haven't seen you do a pretty girl.
I'm trying to think of do a pretty lady.
Do a pretty lady.
Oh, with the lady and the thing and the
No,
If you could draw a pretty lady, that would.
All right, I'm going back up to my own room now because I told these guys like, do not do that.
No. Or Professor
Yeah,
Frank.
God. Yeah, I have to live with a pair of Jerry Lewis impersonators like all day.
We could do our Australian accents.
No.
Again. They're so popular from
Yeah.
last night.
No, you don't. You do that unless
G'day, mate.
James is getting it. James, if you value your phone screen, you will not do that.
See, you've played Knifey Spoony before.
Smack, smack, smack. Oh.
Nicole says Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6, there we go. Finish with the how about Baymax and Mochi? You like doing Baymax and Mochi.
Nicole says there were no promises. Like pretty much everything we do. We can't guarantee that it'll work out.
So this will be a good point to get a plug in for the new Big Hero 6 TV show, which is just debuted on Disney Channel. Finally, it took a while because there was some reshuffling at TV Animation where Disney XD Disney XD is you're gonna lose the stream.
Sorry, I'm losing my stream here.
Give me a sec. Sorry, technical difficulties. Let's do it later.
No,
Did you lose the stream? Did you?
Yeah,
Well, we still have the live stream going on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Lost
And
James
live
Instagram
video.
stream.
All right.
all right.
I'll take over.
James got to make a quick call. Amy's gonna drop Baymax and Mochi.
So yeah, as I was saying, Big Hero 6, the new TV show, is just debuted on the Disney Channel, and directed by, one of the directors is a good friend of mine, Ben Giuomo, and
I think I terrify Ben.
that's just Ben.
I think I'm just too much. I'm just too much personality all at once.
It took him a while to warm it to me, and you know how withdrawn I am.
I'm an acquired taste.
So anyway, yes, Big Hero 6. So this has been a show in gestation for a long time, and it got shuffled around because when Disney XD announced they were ending their channel, all the XD original series like DuckTales and Big Hero 6 had to be rescheduled onto and fit into Disney channels.
Wait, they're ending XD completely?
I think XD is shutting down.
Oh, I did not know that.
I think.
Okay, don't take any of this as gospel.
Don't quote me on that.
We are simply speculating.
If probably Jessie was here, she could tell us, but she's not. Mochi.
Any idea when we will do another stream like this? Probably San Diego. I think that's the next time that we're all together. San Diego Comic-Con, and then in August we're all at Dragon Con, and Tad Stones will also be in Dragon Con, so maybe we can get Tad to come in and doodle some stuff, and tell long Tad stories about things. The thing with Tad is he has so much information in his head that when you ask him a question, you get an in-depth answer. He's been to the top of the mountain in Disney TV animation, so he is just a wealth of knowledge.
But he'd also be a good commentator if the rest of us were drawn.
He'd be good at keeping James and I in line.
Yeah.
James and I are basically both Daffy Duck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Apple Pencil is giving me a 5% battery warning here, so we may have to end this soon anyway because the
we may not get full mochi.
the tools are failing us. Yeah.
Hey, Craig. Thanks for joining us. You're coming in at the tail end here, but once we sign off, it becomes a regular video on the channel, so you can go back and see everything you missed. KC, thanks, Tad, for Bubba the Cave Duck.
I don't like these pencils. Let's see what a drawing ink looks like. Alright, let's go with this.
Oh, Yoshi, I'm sorry we never got to do Buster Bunny.
Yeah, that'd be one for James. He's the Warner Brothers guy.
Yeah, James does really good Warner Brothers stuff. Should Disney XD rebrand back to its former name, Toon Disney? I don't know. I mean, that's
really
so far above like my
that's
pay
not
grade.
a jurisdiction.
Yeah, like I mean, I can't even speculate on that because I just have no idea what that entails. Yeah, maybe we'll do Buster next time. Or at least some characters from the Looney Tunes catalog. Who's your favorite Looney Tunes character, Amy?
Favorite Looney Tunes character? Probably Bugs.
Yeah?
Probably Bugs. Yeah. Daffy was a jerk. I always hated Daffy Duck.
Anyone care to speculate as to who my favorite Looney Tunes, original Looney Tunes, not Tiny Toons, but original Looney Tunes favorite is? Just based on my personality, who do you think that I would like or identify with?
Pete Puma.
Pete Puma.
Yeah, told you.
No, it's not Pete Puma. You are incorrect.
I don't know. Bugs doing his
Bugs and Drag.
Bugs and Drag.
No.
Tex Avery Daffy doing like his doing his Beulah impression or something.
No. Well, people are guessing Daffy Duck, which is not far. Oh, Amy, before I reveal it, you guys, I'll let you guys keep guessing who my favorite Looney Tunes character is. Amy, which turtle was your brother's favorite?
Leonardo.
Leonardo.
I like Leo. Leo was the leader.
Leonardo's leader of the crew. He'll do anything to get his ninjas through.
Mm-hmm.
I got me some Ninja Turtle street cred. You know what would be awesome? You know what James and I would really like to do is we would have really liked to do a Ninja Turtle series at IDW, but we want to do the 80s Turtles. Which I think there's room for because, you know,
they do everything else.
Yeah, they do the current Nickelodeon version. They do they're going to be doing the new version where they're all different size, different kind of turtles with the new April design. I don't know what that show's called. And they do of course the Eastman and Laird era, you know, turtles. So I think there's room for a nice 80s turtle adaptation. I'd love to do that if somebody give us the green light. There's all kinds of cool stuff we could do. I just need someone to go, hey Yahoos, get over here. Do a Transformers Ninja Turtle crossover. I don't know.
Okay.
I'll do that in a second. Rise of the TMNT. That's what the new show's called. Thank you. Yeah, see, people think that people think an 80 Turtles comic would be a good idea. They're saying they'd buy that up.
Mm-hmm. Terrible Mikey street slang and everything.
Yeah, man. Come on. That's good stuff. Back when Shredder was like, tonight I dine on turtle soup. My favorite line, I still remember a line from the Archie comics. I don't remember who the writer was, but I just remember Rocksteady saying, use Toidles as stew meat now. Toidles soup meat. And it was just like, for some reason, that stuck in my head for years.
That's almost on par with, like, you know, Taserface.
Yeah, Taserface. I remember
Taserface!
What's so funny is long before Guardians came out, one time when Snyder and I were talking about old comics that we'd read back in the day, we were talking about how stupid a name Taserface was and what a dumb character he was, and so I'm glad that we weren't the only ones that thought that. Actually, Marvin the Martian is a really good guess, Nicole.
Yeah.
But no, actually, my favorite Looney Tunes character is Wile E. Coyote, super genius.
I'm not selling anything. I'm not working my way through college. Oh yeah. Wile E. Coyote. Just in that one cartoon where he actually talks, or the rest of the time as well?
No, I mean, I preferred him when he talked, just because he had more personality. But I mean, even when he's silent and he's getting bested by the Roadrunner, I absolutely loved him. Craig says he feels like Ninja Turtles Transformers could happen. They've already done Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles and Batman and Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, why is Batman allowed to cross over with everybody now?
I don't know. James and I would have done the heck out of a Batman animated series, Ninja Turtles crossover.
Mm-hmm.
I've been all over that. The one that they did though was really, really good. I really liked. I can't remember who wrote it, but all credit to him. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, Skaterchin says that he thinks that there were at least 2 cartoons where Wile E. talked.
Yeah, there were a couple of them. It was kind of a gimmick thing that sort of Chuck Jones tried a couple of times.
Yeah, I remember him going up against Bugs and just getting thoroughly routed.
That's right. He had a Bugs one as well.
I used to have a coffee mug that said that. It just had a picture of Wile E. Coyote on it and it said super genius. I don't know what happened to that. My mom probably stole it. Oh, so you know what? I'm going to tell my very sad Storm Shadow story. So, like I said, I was the first.
Let's end on a high note, everyone.
Well, I mean, it's a ridiculous story, but
Okay.
So I was the first kid at school to have the Storm Shadow action figure from G.I. Joe. Nobody even knew that it was coming out. I just issue 21 of G.I. Joe had come out, which was called Silent Interlude, and it introduced Storm Shadow.
I'm just fuzzing my way through pens here. Don't mind me. Keep going.
And everybody thought that he was super awesome because ninjas were very big in the 80s. And I found him at Sears. And at the same time, I found Rakondo, the Jungle Trooper. And so I really wanted both of them because Rakondo was rad, but Storm Shadow was a ninja, right? So I asked my mom if I could have them, and she said, "You can have one of them. You have to choose by the time we're done shopping." So I walked around following, her while she was shopping, just agonizing over my decision. And so she points to Rakondo and she says, "I like that one." And so I was like, oh, and I started to consider, well, he's really cool, really neat. Hang on, I got to let James back in the hotel room.
No, leave him out there. He abandoned his fee. Let him sit out there.
So we walk around to the Sears, because that's back when people still went to Sears. And finally we get to the register, and Mom's like, okay, which one do you want? And I went, well, I really like Rakondo, but Storm Shadow's got more weapons. He's a ninja. I'm going to get Storm Shadow. So I put Rakondo back, buy Storm Shadow. We're walking out to the parking lot. I'm holding Storm Shadow in my hands. I'm looking down at him. And my mom goes, oh, you really like him? And I say, yeah. And my mom says, if you would have picked the one that I wanted, I would have got you both of them.
Wow.
Yeah. What is that?
You know what, though? That explains a lot.
It explains a lot.
All right, so this apple pen is about to die, so I think we have to...
Apple Pen is about to
Apple
die.
pen is about to die.
Elf needs food badly.
Yeah.
No, nobody played Gauntlet.
What?
Did you ever play that game Gauntlet at the arcade when you were young?
No.
Oh, that's right. You were never young.
Back when I was a kid, we played backgammon at the bars.
And we had to carve our own pieces out of the bones of our dead relatives.
All right.
Cartoonic M, you are late to the party. You are coming to the party just as we're shutting it down. Just as we're playing closing time and saying, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
No, what heights will head.
Night Yoshi played
No.
Gauntlet.
Oh, we're the boys in the chorus. We hope you like our show. We hope you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Nice. Hey guys, thanks everybody who came. I hope that we were entertaining and not too loopy. Like we said, it's been a very long day. It was very fun to do this, and I guess the next time we'll all be together to do this will be we'll be in San Diego.
Oh, maybe it'll be San Diego, Mr. Oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to Comic-Con.
Well, I'm not sure I'm going to Comic-Con, but I'll come to San Diego during Comic-Con.
All right.
No, I mean I'll be there for at least I'll be there at least 2 days.
How tired we are. We spent all day. We spent 4.5 days drawing all day at Comic Con.
Then we'll just do the live stream. It'll just be us laying around the hotel room drooling, like so tired. All right, guys, thanks for joining us.
Good night, everyone.
You guys are great. You know, hit the like button. That definitely helps us out as far as like the searches go, and subscribe so that you get updates of when we upload a new video or when we're doing a new live stream, and spread the word. We really appreciate it, and we will do more. Good night.
Everyone.